Big shout out to the African Superstar family. It's the one and only African Superstar. Today, I want to talk about a sensitive topic. I just had a brief conversation with a very dear friend, and this topic keeps coming up. It's not unusual. I'm a woman who's in her 40s, who is not currently married and doesn't have any children. So this issue of marriage and children, primarily children, comes up very, very frequently with my friends and family. And I'm often promoted to have children, but my own prerequisite for having children has always been to have a responsible partner who wants me and wants to grow our family together. That is the example I've been provided growing up, and that is the only thing that I find suitable and logical in today's world. I'm not someone who has solely desired to have a child so bad that I would knowingly either have a child on my own or have a child with an irresponsible partner or go for insemination or adoption. I do not want the model of deliberately raising a child alone. Now, I know that you can, try to plan with someone and relationships change, and you may find yourself in that situation eventually down the line. But, many of the people I know that are in those circumstances, they were in relationships when they conceived. They were married or they were together, or the person wanted children, they wanted children, and it was a consensus. I don't think going into parenthood, motherhood, in that way is wise in my opinion, or definitely not something I could manage. The reality is that at this stage of the game, having a child without correct support will completely change my lifestyle. And that's a sacrifice I'm not willing to make. If you have a partner alongside you that's also having to make sacrifices, also having to contribute, also having their time and, life and everything transform, then it seems fair because we both conceived, we both made this child or wanted this child. But for me to absorb everything, it's just crazy. And I've also come to the realization that, maybe for everyone, it's not necessary. There's so many children out there already. There's children that are not even being taken care of out there. Is my own to this world very, very necessary? Sometimes I think about it. I actually try to have the thought, well, maybe it may never come to pass. I'm pretty staunch on my belief system that, if I can't have it in a particular way, it's not a necessity for me, because I know that having a child without the proper support is going to be a very challenging road. I mean, I'm not a billionaire person where I can have nannies or a lot of, people to assist me and things like this. Me putting myself in that situation will make life harder for me and the child. And so, at the end of the day, this is something obviously women of my age bracket deal with, being judged for relationship status, being judged for if you have children and you're in those circumstances, or if you don't have children. You know what I mean? And so I just want to send this out to other ladies that maybe are in my situation, feel similarly to me, or people that are feeling the pressure of your peers and your family. You have to be, at the end of the day, you have to be the one to take care of your child. Okay. You have to be the one to take care of your household. I'm not going to lie to you. I have a great lifestyle currently. I have a very flexible lifestyle with a lot of freedom, and I'm always working on how to enhance my pleasure and lessen my stress every single day. Dealing with somebody's son that's not responsible is a crazy, crazy stress. Many of us know and have been there. And then if you ultimately make the solo journey, so you decide to adopt, or you decide to get inseminated, or you have a surrogate, something like that. So then that the journey is yours and yours alone. If you are in those situations, like, I have a friend that gave birth through surrogacy. And, but they're significantly well off. So they can afford to have help and support and take care of that child and all of that. I'm not in those situations, you understand? And I really don't have any reservations. I really never have. I've always just said, hey, if the right person comes along, I'm definitely open to it. It's not like I'm anti-children, anti-marriage, but I am anti-struggle life. Hello. So I hope this clears it up for any of you guys that are wondering about my private life and my children and my future. I think we're on the right path. And I believe that the ancestors will continue to make provisions for me and anything that's meant for me. Big shout outs to the African Superstar family. I love you guys. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.
Girlfriend.
Look at the beautiful my co-star. Yes, wow, she's such a great actress. So we're gonna run our lines. Big shout outs to all the team, everybody putting everything together. Big shout outs to this lady. She organizes and coordinates so many things. So this has been such a lovely experience, and I can't talk long. I gotta get on it with my girl, Mrs. Cluso. Please tune in to DSTV channel 150. You have to see this amazing actress. She's a main character, so she's always there. Yes.
Okay.